Like that? That'll teach you.
Yeah, so it's kind of like little things. So it can go up at an angle, just to clear it so you can get down and get a little
side on.
And then you flip around to the other side.
Don't get as much of a straight line as One day think about going straight up and straight back.
But
great.
So
coming around the side.
So like instead of
There you go.
like
it's always about time. It's never been about really hanging it up there. Yeah, fly rod. Yeah,
but it's fast.
That's why the fly rod you can do the whole. You know what? That's the fun. Well, that's why. I mean, he's pretty good. There was nothing I couldn't do on this cage so far. Pretty good angle. So bringing him out there was.
One of these is a 19-foot kangaroo-made bullwhip from Australia. Really pretty.
Get rustic. All the tools. Okay. Give him that just. Seriously.
The real deal. Viking steel.
If you guys want to stick around down here, we're going to bring a bunch more original stuff out. Roy just got here with some daggers.
Cool. Let's go put my phone on the charger. And how old is this? Do you remember?
I don't know, Jeff.
How old is this, Jeff?
This is 750, 800 AD.
I'm sorry, what, 1500?
No, 700.
700.
750 to 800 AD. Anglo-Saxon.
Thanks, Matt. I'll tag you on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
There we go. All the neighbors. We're going to see if we have an issue. All the neighbors anyway. They're off in stores. That's where we have the issue. I have like 20. She's got 30. So it's all out. You got to get a couple more of them. Well, I've got the real
more? Right down to the knob. There you go.
I mean, how many places you can get a bullwhip lesson? That's pretty cool.
Waited too long. Come back 4 early.
I have 20 stores. You only have 30.
Take the same length
But
of
that
time to
10
go
don't
back.
count because 10 aren't real.
You're not going back far enough.
Come on, I'm trying here. I don't have any.
Real for one.
But you're not going to want to use
Yeah.
Little contrast.
And how old is this one?
Viking versus Musketeer. Ready?
7th century. Yeah. I was just emptying my pockets. I was just going to take my...
I put fencing for a house.
It's very
cool.
similar.
She knows fencing. I do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a rapier blade.
Yeah.
Right. That is a hell of a rapier.
Yes, I need a little more room in front.
That's a good plan.
Well, just, yeah, just lay the sword down.
Everybody bring this one back.
Okay.
I think these are from These are 16th and 17th century. The only one that's older is the lance one.
Right, I'll go in and get the lance one.
This one I actually know what to use.
Really?
Because you show that to someone, it just amazes me.
Actually feels better than the other one, I think.
I think you like it. I think you like the Anglo-Saxon.
That's not
That's really pretty. It's really elegant.
What fencing is cooler?
Well, I haven't actually that one for 10 years.
I brought a good camera, but forgot the memory card for it.
It's fun.
We got two different forges here going, smelting steel, basically turning sand into sword. Charcoal is chopped into consistent sizes so it forms a consistent temperature, and then they make sure they sift out all the really fine dust so it doesn't get extra hot, too hot spots and stuff.
No, there's no teeth in it. It's pieces of bar stock. Oh, is it? That's all they are. Okay. They're not knives. They don't want knives. I need to find some way because it takes a lot of hours roasting and grinding all this stuff. Oh, you gotta roast it first? Yeah, I roast. You gotta roast this. Okay. And then you, and I have a wheelbarrow and I just set a little amble in it, crush it up. No, but I'm just saying, you can buy one of those probably about a cheap one, probably for $150. And if you go online on eBay, you can probably find less than that. Yeah.
A couple of little ones I've got here, doing small melt. A fantastic looking piece of wood. I don't know exactly what that is. That's probably a real yellow wood. It's probably oak big. Pretty cool. That antique shop made drop hammer. One of my favorite mechanisms. This is the coolest thing to see run because you see a double back together at a welding shop bits and stuff. It works great. forges is they actually run them very fuel rich because you don't want extra oxygen in the atmosphere. What you want is a reducing atmosphere. You want the forges to actually pull oxygen out of the metal so that you don't create iron oxide. There's a whole bunch of power hammers here. This Lobel is not currently working. You can see the innards there. It's apart. It needs a little help and is getting worked on. The blue one here, this actually runs, and we'll get some video of that later. I'll get Carrie to fire it up. If nothing else, just because a bunch of those electric motors start astounding. It throws all these blue sparks, look like something out of a Frankenstein movie until it gets running. The starter motor's wild. Inside the shop here. This is their computer-controlled CNC plasma cutter. You can see some of the pieces that they cut out of this sheet.
He likes it? Yeah. But he wants a ultra high cars. Okay. You think that's going to need to clean them up? Not in Larry's forge? It's just going to melt that shit. Yeah. And I think my tool collection will be complete.
Yeah. Not ever, baby, not ever. How your tool collection? This guy just said he thought his tool collection was going to be complete with 2 more hammers.
For the current
That's
job.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
For the current job.
I've only gotten 3 other hammers this year. So this would be 5 hammers.
I got more hammers.
I just bought the raising hammer from the guy who came here to just show his leaf making books, to sell his books. He's like, what are you doing with that hammer? He said, that's my hammer. I said, is it for sale? No.
I saw that one.
If it was for sale, how much would it be?
Oh, right.
Well, no. Well, just give me a price.
Well, actually, that's pretty reasonable. So, yeah.
Did you buy it from him?
I need this profile on a heavier weight.
Yeah.
But I didn't know those were softer.
Yeah, they're way softer.
I'm raising stainless.
Yeah, these are awesome. I mean, these are great hammers. The thing about these hammers, though, is you have to be careful using them for forging hammers because they're the only thing that'll dent a good. There you go. So don't, gotta pay attention to that. But other than that, yeah. No, they're great hammers. They're really good. And you pay a premium for them. That's probably a $50 or $60 hammer now, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
But
welding.
Is go up if the warehouse is the top rack there when you're
Yeah, cool, definitely. There's a starter, I don't know if we had this here, there's a starter print is missing, hanging on the wall. Okay.
Our stop, they're like 5 or 6 foot long pieces.
What do you think?
Probably take 2 of those, take them out.
Yes, sir.
These are what, bandsaw blades?
Yeah.
No, forge them together?
Yeah. I'm standing around.
So why not, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this thing, right?
Yeah.
Try something different.
Well, I've done this
Make
before.
some. Well, make some, yeah.
I actually just did the kit on the knife.
tell you to?
The Blacksmiths floorboard.
Uh-huh.
The knife I made was all bandsaw, mono steel, laminate.
Well, we have a wire wheel. I'd rather you not. It just throws you. It's getting down, and it's like if it's not something you're familiar with.
That table out there.
Wire wheels are the things in the
probably.
shop that hurt people first. So I'd rather.
They are, yeah.
At this point.
All right.
you know, maybe we can work with something when you get to the end, but I, you know, tell him that I said no. I blame him.
But go up and look at it. But go up and see if you think that'll work.
Good quality. Can't buy them anymore.
I'll take everything.
You know what I mean? We don't. We're what the hell? Yeah.
Anybody else down here? The only just students who understand like this. Like over the past 20 years, they've been deciding. Like I'm sure they.
Once I get all the laser cut, then
Slide blades and all that stuff. I should really. Like fake names and all that stuff. Right.
I need my car.
That was like towards the end, you know, like
I love the way this camera captures the sparks. It's really cool.
It's a fun little bow, and unlike a long bow, which launches at a ballistic profile, this bow shoots like a laser. It transfers energy much quicker. The arrow has to be spined heavier. So my arrow spine for this is 60, not 45, and it shoots dead straight like a compound bow.
This could shoot good with aluminum arrows.
Yes, it can handle aluminum arrows.
This is beautiful.
Oh, it's great work. I love his work. I have 3 of his bows.
How much was that?
The you finish it, where you do all the work, was $175.
That is nothing.
Yes. Compared to the one made in Hungary, that's $400. Yes, it's nothing.
It's Attila's Archery.
Attila's Archery from the park.
Okay.
It's Attila's Archery.
It's so light.
Up in PA.
So you finish it. What do you really have to do?
I basically sanded it all off, put a finish on it in the style I wanted. I wrapped these in sinew. You can wrap them in thread. So if you go to a site, you'll see that these are classically wrapped in thread.
And then you lacquer them?
And I lacquered it. I used spray polyurethane that's waterproof because I use it, you know, out in the field every day, so it goes through the weather. But you do all the sanding off and everything else, and like I said, I hit all the joints by wrapping them in sinew, and it's normally done in thread in a different color. You can also get it. This one was pure wood. Some of his are two-tone, so this will be black or this will be red, or you know. So you're basically paying for finishing that you don't have to do. If you want to do it yourself, do it yourself.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah. It's just that I can't make this because I don't trust the joints enough. Yeah. He already does it, and the price is reasonable enough that I don't really think about it. Okay. Well, that's certainly why we are where we are.
bigger, huh?
It's a nicer piece, yeah. Marking out all this stuff. Sorry.
Boards all up together here. Oh, nice good feet. So what have you done here?
Making hopefully high carbon steel out of pure iron. Which could be used for making a knife or piling up several of this, something bigger.
Yep.
We'll take it to a grinder and spark it in a minute to see how much carbon actually has.
Okay, cool.
That's a lot of slag.
That's slag tapping out of the bottom.
Well, time to get it out of there. Not yet.
Open it up the bottom, and there should be a nice bloom of steel in the bottom. These kind of sand cast furnaces are designed to be kind of destroyed as you go. You have to be very concerned about the materials they put in them, because all of it end up getting incorporated into the steel. This is a big bloom of steel that they just got out of one of the smelting ovens. This is a big map. Crazy.
That needs to be reheated. Yeah. That made it slack.
It's hard. It's like that first year we did.
Cool. Well, you're a meteorite.